Yeah, just remember that Brillo Pad isn't abrasive, and test out the materials you're going to use it on. Sometimes some materials but be very careful with the grain pattern fridges and stainless steel that's got a real clean pattern. Get a proper stainless steel cleaner for that. And these aluminum doors on the side here as well, when you're doing the aluminum you have to be careful because sometimes it makes it too shiny and it doesn't match the rest. So, you know, pick your cleaning, and don't do the enamel bathtubs or anything with it. It destroys them, takes the enamel off. So there we go. But it is handy, you know, for the PVC windows. You can clean them with window lean, cleans them really nicely. But if you've got some kind of markings and it's kind of going oldish looking and gray or yellowish to white, you take the Brillo Pad and clean the window. It's going to look brand new again. It's great for switches on the you know, light switches and all that for cleaning. But don't use too much water. You don't want to get water in the switch or anything. But there you go. There's some tips on how to use the Brillo Pad. Yeah, polishing brass. If you sandpaper it first and then you use a Brillo, you get a fantastic finish. It's kind of like car compound in its own way, you know? Look at that. Just give it a light rub there in circles. The brass polishes up lovely. Isn't that pretty? So it's great for polishing brass. Yeah, I've cleaned old light switches before with this, with the Brillo Pad. It's a little messy, but if you gone yellow or something, it brings it back. We'll do one side maybe. I turned off the light there, didn't I? It brings it back to the original color. You got to be careful when you're cleaning it. Another switch is in the way all the time. You can see a little bit of the difference. It makes it back to kind of like new plastic again. And there's another use. Got to wipe the other one off now. So there it is after I cleaned it. It looks brand new. So it's great for the plastic switches and that. You know, you're cleaning off paint and that, you scrape it off and then you do that. You get new plastic. Basically goes back to the way when you put it on first. You can use it on a garbage can that's got a little bit of rust, or the one in the bathroom. But there's a green on it, and go with the green, right? And go across nicely. A couple of times. Be patient. Remember, same line. And then white. Right? You're getting a new look there. Let's get a paper towel for a sec. I gotta wash it a bit more with water, but I'm a bit far away from the sink. There you go, and it gets rid of all that rust and dirt. I always take a little bit of water on this thing now and then, on the Brillo. Get a little soapy, but not too watery. Now here's a real dirty tap. It's a chrome tap. I got a little bit of rust in this pad, but hey, now you can just clean lightly the whole tap. And if there are spots, they come off. How's that look? It just glides across the chrome, then you wipe it. You don't want to press too hard, and you don't want to do it too often, because it isn't abrasive, right? But look what you're getting here. I got to wash that off a bit more, I'm afraid. This tap is very close to the edge of the sink. Very strange design. There you go. Let's clean that up a bit. as you can see, did a beautiful job of it. Right? Don't use it on porcelain, on your sinks. Do not use it on sinks. In porcelain, they have a kind of a coating on it, and when you scratch it, it actually starts kind of going a grayish. I have done it by long time back, and I learnt my lesson. So, you know, there's a thing to learn. Now, with chrome, if you have rust spots, you can get a little bit of tin foil, and you crumple it, and then you rub it on. You can get rid of your rust spots a bit. That's what we used to do with the old bikes in the olden days. There you go. How does that look? Does that look good? Nice and clean. Voila, as I say always. Pan up so you can see it. Ah, how nice is that, huh? Good job, Willie. Just to show you how abrasive it is, in some ways, here's a real dirty spoon, right? Teaspoon, right? The worst. See how that turned out? Look at the difference in that. But it does dull it a little bit, but it gets a nice, pretty good clean shine, you know. Can't complain about that. Let's do it a bit more on the back so you can see what happens if you do it for longer. Do it one way. Wipe it off. See, it's beginning to shine now. I need something to dry it with so you can see that. See how it's beginning to shine? So that's how abrasive stuff. So down here is some black spots. And there's some more up in here. Right? Let's do this one here. Now it's not wiping off with the sponge or anything. It's like stuck on there, but look. Brillo Pad. Great for cleaning the PVC windows. Look at that. Couldn't get it off if I tried. And now look at that. And see, it's not coming off. And you take a Brillo Pad. I don't know if you can see this one. Okay, so here again, I have no idea what they got on here, paint or something. Brillo Pad, right? Maybe it's a stain. Yeah, I got more of them here. Now look at how clean that is. Now you guys done this strut here. It's nearly spotless, right? And then you can see the rest of the window looks dirty now because you've cleaned one spot. Let's do one top here. Can you see that? Yeah. Need a sponge, sorry guys, stepping in front of your video. Now how clean that becomes, right? That's how you clean a window, and here is scrubby. There's two different tones in color. You need a bucket of water here, which I don't have at the moment. There we go. It's like new, like brand new. There you go. Another tip. Yeah, you ever had that bicycle wheel? It's filthy. You give it a rub with the Brillo Pad and look what you're getting. You do your spokes too, they look really nice. Like a new wheel. Gonna have to do this bike is mine. Gonna have to do it soon, it's so bad. Right, let's clear it off a bit with some paper tissue so you can see the results. I mean, just look at that, huh? Now that's how you clean a bicycle wheel. You can be wiping away and hardly get that grease off. The Brillo Pad whips it clean. So you got a door here and you're wiping it down and these spots don't come off, see? Look at this. I think something grew here once, you know, and you check out a little spot here to make sure that your aluminum door stays the same, and then you can start getting rid of these things, you know. You might have to scrape them off even. I'll just get a little section done. It's hard going here. You might have to scrape these things off first, but I prefer not scraping this aluminum. I'll do just a spot for you guys to see. Look at that, how nice that is compared with the rest of it. I've only just wiped it a little bit. Give it a wipe with a paper towel so you can see the difference. Look, the clean spot here and the clean spot here. Now you can bring your door back to life. That's a hard one with that. Well, something growing on the door like ivory or something. Like ivy. So there you go, that's how you can clean your patio aluminum door, but check out that it doesn't polish too much or change the look of the door. So do a little test very lightly and then wipe it and then do it again and wipe it. Yeah, you bought an old light off of some junkyard and it's got aluminum and you want to make it look pretty again. Go with the green though. Right? Always with the green. I'll do part of it anyways. This is a work light of mine. It's meant to be for an attic. And then I found or a deck and I found a nicer one. So that's what happened. Keep polishing that for 5 minutes. Look, and what, you're going to get a really nice lamp. It's already coming out. So beginning to polish up. I'm going to do a little more, I suppose, just to make it enjoyable. There's my glue marks. Trouble is when you do these, like the windows, you got to do it all then, because one place looks clean, the rest looks dirty. See how nice it's shiny up? I restore stuff like this sometimes. And I go to some of these vintage shops and buy something old and then make it look quite new again. Now you can make the lines go even better if you think about it and be a bit more careful. Well, there you go, I polished for a couple of minutes. Another couple of minutes just to show you. I mean, if I took it off and cleaned it properly, it would look absolutely lovely. You know, to use it in my living room, right? I just go in slowly so you can see it. So there you go, what a Brillo pad can do for you. Well, another thing you can clean is your toaster, especially when, you know, this has got scratches already, it's an older one, but up here it gets really dirty, and I mean you really don't have anything to lose to clean the chrome a little, and it gets rid of this gook in here. You do a couple of minutes of this. Gotta watch you don't take too much off. I can see some brass rub come through, but I think it's been cleaned before, to be honest. Just give it a light rub. A little bit of dirt in here. So it's really good for this, to clean this toast. Now if you start seeing brass coming through, that means this one's been done before, I think. Most I did it. As you can see, it cleans it up nicely. You don't want to over rub the chrome and lose it. So there you go. Another great use of a Brillo pad. You just want to wet this a little. You can even put a little soap on it, but there is soap in the Brillo pad. Just give it a light rub and go across like that. Don't overdo it. And then wipe it. There we go. You don't want to be doing this too often either. See, there's marks there, see? Come off. It only lasts so long anyways, so what can I say? There we go. Need to shine up. And there you have it. I usually use a paper towel to, you know, clean it off. Touch it up a little. Make sure it's dry. Isn't that lovely? And you know, the top has lost a little bit of its chrome over the years, but it's better than having it brown dirty. Oh, there's another use. A little copper showing from wear and tear, but I'm okay with that. So here's a bench outside. You can do PVC benches and PVC chairs. It's really cold and wet out here, so I'll just do a little spot of it just to show you how it works, and we'll carry on. There's some scuff marks. So can you see these scuff marks here? We're just going to give it a quick rub. Just do the seat. Seat's dirty. And there's some duck poo on it, you know. There we go. Quick wipe. That's not very long. You can see here how this is shining up, cleaning up. Right? Isn't that pretty? There we go. Just going to show you on this arm piece. See? Wipe it. Comes off a bit, see? Down here it didn't come off. Let's get this quick rub. Look at that. How nice that can look. Huh? Okay, out of the cold. So, you can see here I used a 320. I used a real harsh sandpaper first, then a 320, and then a 600, so it's getting there. Now I'll use the Brillo pad and see how it turns out. It's not really much different to the actual sandpaper I was using. I might have to just dry it a minute and see if it looks better. You can see this really polishing up in some places here with the Brillo pad. So it's kind of interesting. I'm not too sure whether it's better than the paper, but it is pretty good. I mean, if you look at over here, where we use sandpaper, and then you look in here, that edge is sandpaper. But then you can see the Brillo pad at work here, but the 600 was really fine as well. So there you go. It can be polished up if you have a hood. You can sandpaper it all and then polish it up like that if you wanted. If you had marks on your hood. Just stay away from this grained look on the fridge and that. Just use the proper fridge cleaner for that.